Hello again, time for a new model railway news update to keep you up to date with some interesting new announcements from these manufacturers. And we've got some new models to show you across a number of different scales. Now I always say this, but before I get into it I'll just mention I'm not paid by anyone to make this video and I don't have any affiliate links that I'm trying to get you to buy through that might affect my views on models I'm about to show you. So remember to shop around for the best prices. Right, let's get into it and get you updated with the latest news. Just recently I did a video where I talked about Marklin's new releases for 2025 in HO Scale. You can check that out on this channel after this video. In it I mentioned about Marklin Z Scale announcements for 2025, and here we'll start off taking a look at what's going to be released this year in this teeny tiny scale. First up, it's this SBB RE420 S-Band train pack from Era 6. It features the classic RE420 electric loco, and it's matched to a double deck second class, a second and first class, and a second class cab control carriage. This is bang up to date in terms of eras, and the model set features directional lights, and the current can be picked up from either the track or overhead catenary through the loco's pantograph. Incredible considering how tiny the loco is. Priced here for the pack is around £400. The next is a rather confusing train pack. I believe it comes with just one coach, but this is the DB Geslingen grade train pack with a BR194 electric loco and one of the Silberling coaches. This represents a time when these locos hold push-pull passenger services, and this is being released to commemorate the anniversary of the Geslingen grade, with the pack coming with a special booklet of the history of the line. Directional lights again, and the coach has a full interior too. Price for this pack is around £300. Seems odd it's just one coach though. A couple of steam locomotives being added to the range this year, with the first being this BR01. It's modelled on a loco in preservation that has an interesting history but currently resides in a private museum, and it's in that specification that this model is being produced. This is the first time the 01 has been modelled in Z scale with the older Wagons smoke deflectors, and it's quite incredible, the finely detailed valve gear, and even the tender has spoke wheels. Just 112mm long, this model is priced at around £250. There's also a model of the BR03 being offered too, this time in its DB specification as number 1012 from Era 3. It's got warm white LED directional headlights at the front and also in the tender. Price is the same at around £250. On to diesels, but we've got another train pack now with the VGH Sugarbeet Transportation Pack, featuring a V36 shunter which has the counterweight drive fully modelled and matched with 3 wagons and a tiny kit for a Sugarbeet loading frame too. Directional lighting too on the V36, and the price at around £270. Also from Era 4 and also DB, it's this double loco BR288. Measuring just 103mm long, it still has directional lights, interior details visible through the side windows, and both halves of the loco have a motor inside. The body is also made of metal too. Quite incredible, but it does come at a price of £300. This very long loco is the DB BR232 in the Trans-Europe Express livery from Era 4 again. Unlike the last one, this one has a metal chassis but a plastic body, yet it still boasts engine interior lighting with the engine room interior also modelled, and it has separately applied grab irons. This one is priced around £220. Still sticking with Era 4, we have the ever popular DB BR290 diesel loco, here in the blue and cream livery of around 1987. Usual features on this include directional lights in those little pods at each end, priced at around £200. And a very similar machine, but this time from Era 6, it's the Salzburg Railroad Transport Logistics livery V100.57. This represents a machine from 2020, and the model has the usual specification. Price here is around £195, so slightly cheaper than the BR290. Electrics now, and we start off in Era 3 with this one. This is the DB E60 and another model with the counterweight drive, which is faithfully reproduced here in Z scale. This one, as well as the normal specification, also has cab lighting and is priced around £200. Another Era 3 locomotive is the OBB RH1018. It's quite a quirky machine, and here you have the usual features, with you also being able to have pickup from overhead or track. Price at around £220. We skip Era 4 for now and head into Era 5 for the DB 5-car pack of the ICE Express BR410. 2 power cars, one with a motor and the other a dummy, matched with 3 coaches. There is directional lights front and rear, and all carriages have internal lighting too. You can also opt to have this pick up from overhead electrics or normal 2-rail. Around £540 for the entire pack here. A couple of Era 6 electric locos too, with the first being this BR111 in the DB Touristic livery. I don't think this really works in Z Scale. It looks a little odd, but the model is a solid one with the usual specification. Just that paint job, I feel, just doesn't work. Anyway, this is priced around 220, for which you'd really make a statement on your layout with this. And finally for the electrics is the BR103 in the same TEE livery that we saw previously. This time it's in Era 6 specification, as it is in the DB Museum in Nuremberg currently. A classic German electric loco, and here for the first time with a metal impregnated plastic body, priced around 220 also. Onto rolling stock with the coaches first. This is the so-called bronze edition German 2-axle Württemberg coach from Era 1. It's made in real bronze and certainly looks quite different. I'm not sure if the idea here is that you're meant to paint these yourself, but anyway, this model that's only 6 centimeters long is priced at, incredibly, around £100. More normal editions now in the form of this triple pack of OBB skirted coaches from Era 3, fitted with close couplers and priced at around £150 a pack. Also from Era 3, but looking like we've stepped back in time compared to the Austrian coaches, this is the DB Express train coach set from 1928 to 1930. This is all new tooling for each of the coaches, and you get 5 different ones in this pack for around 220. Moving to Era 4 with this pack, the DB Construction Train rolling stock set, which consists of 3 3-axle coaches and a flat wagon with a brakeman's platform. A really interesting set this, with unusual colour on the coaches. The pack is coming in around £140. Back to Era 6, and we saw the loco in this livery earlier, and here is the first of the 2 bi-level coach packs with the same markings. Still don't think this works that well. These are just computer renderings at the moment, but this pack will come in around £100. And the last coach pack is the same touristic scheme, but this has the control car and is £20 more expensive because the cab control car has white headlights and red marker lights that change over with the direction of travel. We also have a wagon pack with 2 Type EO17 gondola wagons, these with the sugar beet loads, I guess to match with the train pack we saw earlier. Price here is around £85 for the pair. This typical refrigerated wagon is next. It's in DB livery from Era 3 and has a brakeman's cab. I guess everyone has to own one of these in whatever scale, and here it's yours for around £30. And we saw this in HO scale, but here now in Z scale it's the Type TEHS50 refrigerated wagon here with the Smiley World 2025 livery. It's certainly very bright and it's priced at around £38. So that was it for Marklin Z Scale. Some great stuff there and clear commitment to the scale from the big German manufacturer. We move on now to diecast models with some new releases from Corgi. For fans of the old TV show Thunderbirds, Corgi are releasing some new models in the FAB range, with the first of course being FAB1, the pink Rolls Royce. Shocking pink colour, and it even has Parker driving and Lady Penelope in the back seat as per the show. RRP here is $39.99. And the Thunderbirds are offered too. The first here is Thunderbird 2 with its pod, and inside Thunderbird 4 submarine. A firm favourite on the show and priced the same as FAB1 at an RRP of $39.99. And to complete the collection, Thunderbird 1 and 4 are offered in a twin pack for $34.99. This is a wonderful collection of retro models to start off the year with. I wonder why Thunderbirds though? Is it an anniversary for the show this year perhaps? If you know, let me know in the comments below please. Continuing their connection with the World of Tanks computer game, we have these twin packs, starting with these, a Russian T-34 versus the German Panther tank. In a kind of tundra winter colour scheme, these are priced at just $18.99 a pair. The other set is the Sherman vs King Tiger in this kind of desert looking paint scheme. Again, the set is reasonably priced at just $18.99 as well. Now onto Vanguards at a scale of 143, the first being the classic Rover P6 3500 V8. This one in dark red with the black vinyl roof. Awesome looks and priced at $37.99. Another iconic British car is the TR7, here in the Persian aqua colour, a metallic light blue which really looks great. It's also $37.99. Now you gotta love a Capri, and the 2 litre Mark III is a classic. Here in the deep red colour with the S graphics down the side, absolutely brilliant. Also the same price at $37.99. The cheeky little Mark I Fiesta gets a look in here in the bright yellow colour. It's even got the little spotlights on the front, which is a nice touch, and also the same price. And finally, and a bit more modern, it's the Ford Transit Custom Sport, and here in its chrome blue with a black stripe and nice ladders on the roof. Surprisingly, it's the same price as well, even though it's a bigger vehicle. Some great models there from Corgi, not a huge range, but some really appealing stuff. Let's move back to railway items as we look at the large scale LGB items being released this year. So prices here will be steep, and especially with this. the DFB HG 4/4 rack steam locomotive. What a fantastic machine this is, with an awesome amount of detail on it. The finish is absolutely spot on, and it also has digital with sound. I would speculate that the cogs under the loco also operate if you have that kind of layout. Pricey though at around $3,750, but what a beauty this is. More American style now is this RC and BT Shea steam locomotive number 7 from Era 6. This is a completely new tooling in metal and is DCC with sound. It has extensive light and sound functions, opening smokebox door, a smoke generator, firebox flicker and directional lights, even a ball bearing motor too. This one's coming in at around £4,000 though. Or you could opt for this in the West Side Lumber Company livery too, for the same price. And very similar but with some obvious differences, you can opt for the same kind of locomotive in the Madeira Sugar Pine Railroad of California specification, which is a wood burner with a spark catcher chimney. Same model specification and price though. Back to Europe now for the BR99 of the DR, another quirky looking locomotive which again features DCC sound. All the wheels are driven by 2 powerful ball bearing high efficiency motors, and it's fitted with traction tyres. It has many sound and light functions, directional headlights, cab lighting and a smoke unit with steam exhaust synchronised with the wheels. By comparison to the last locos, this one seems reasonable at a price of around £1,000. Diesels start with this tiny OBB RH 2092.04 diesel locomotive from Era 4. A simple little shunter, it too has DCC with sound with the same kind of features as the last, and also with opening cab doors. Price here is around $550. This diesel railcar from Era 3 looks really cool. It's the DRVT 137 number 566, which has an MFX DCC decoder fitted, offering many lighting and sound functions. The railcar has interior lighting and cab lighting and is a wonderful looking model. Priced here at around $1,100. Just one electric loco, and how cute is this? It's the tiny RHB GE 2/4 electric locomotive, and incredibly it's an Era 6 machine. It is in its preserved state, and the model has a pantograph that can be raised and lowered in digital operation, directional lights, cab lighting, sound and more. Really nice little loco this, and priced around £950. Some coaches too are being offered this year, and we start off with the RHB again. This time it's the first class express coach from Era 4, price here at around £350. And there's a second class version of it as well, for the same price. And a slightly different second class with a different running number, and a wonderful looking dining coach too, which is a bit more expensive at around £400. We're also offered this Zittau narrow gauge railway baggage car, which looks great with the little platforms at each end, priced here at around £250. And unsurprisingly, there's an RHB baggage car to match with the coaches in green colour, a bit smaller and priced at around £200. There are some new wagons as well, including this so-called slag transporter car from Era 6 in weathered condition. It features a hopper that can be moved digitally as it picks up power using ball bearing wheel sets, priced here at around £375. Here we have 3 twin packs of co-op container wagons, same as we saw in HO Scale this year. We're now having them in G Scale. Each twin pack is priced around £400, and the only real difference here is the designs on the container and the numbers on the wagons. This is ideal for the logging locomotives we saw earlier, the Era 3 log transportation wagon. This isn't a real log, by the way, just a plastic representation, so a few of these wagons together will start to look a bit samey, I think. Anyway, this is priced around £175. And finally we have this sliding wall wagon from Era 6 with the made up Marklin advertising on the side of it, priced at around £240. And that brings us to the end of the LGB announcements for 2025, well, except for the Christmas train, which has some new things this year, but I'll get onto that later in the autumn. So let's go a lot smaller as we look at what Fleischmann have announced for N Scale. We start off with an old favourite, the DB V100.20 diesel locomotive, and this one in the maroon is in Era 3 specification. As with all these models, they are analog DC but come with a Next18 DCC socket. They also have operating directional lights and a motor with a flywheel. This one is just a new number on this model and is priced at around £160. We have the BR101 again here, this time in an all-over wrap style from DBAG. It's different on each side as you can see here, and it looks very well applied, even wraps around the cab sides. This one you can opt for analog DC at around £200, but you can also get this with DCC and sound for around £320 as well. PKP Cargo seems to be getting a lot of attention this year, and here we have the Siemens EU46 electric locomotive, this time with number 523 and obviously Era 6. Analog DC only and priced at £200, even though this has the 4 pantographs and some really good details on it. Wagons now, and we have this Era 6 wagon. The curtain-sided trailer on it, we've seen it before, but not combined with this Hupak type SDG NS bogie wagon. Price here is around £50. Next is a triple hopper wagon set. This is the OBB gravel hopper from Era 5. Not a new wagon, but an interesting and eye-catching livery variation. Price for the pack is around £95. And finally from Fleischmann at the moment is this DB type KBS stake wagon from Era 3, fitted with a pretend wood load. This isn't a new wagon, it's just a new running number here, priced at around £35. We've also got some Roco models in HO Scale 2 that have just been announced. Starting with electric locos, we have this great looking Austrian OBB type RH1043 electric locomotive in Era 5 orange. Usual Roco refinements here and fitted with a Plux22 digital interface. Coming in 2 types, analog 12V DC at around £250, which is pretty decent price for this, and AC digital with sound for around £375. And some new wagons, with this being the first, the Romanian CFR Type ZAS bogie tank wagon from Era 6. Another model with a new livery version. It's not otherwise new, but it is priced at around £40, which isn't bad for this model. Or you might want to consider this triple pack of the same tankers, but with the millet logos on them representing wagons operated in France. Price for this set is around £150, which seems odd as the last single one was just £40 for one. Not sure why you'd pay an extra £30 here for these. Another set of wagons, a twin pack of older models once more with the new liveries here. It's the PKP Cargo Type HMRRS29 sliding wall wagon with 2 different run numbers but otherwise identical, priced at around £55 a pair. Quite a basic old van here. It's the Hungarian MAV Type GG van from Era 4. Not the best model, this one, I think. There's some odd gaps on the roofline, and this is just a new colour and livery variation, priced at around £28. Another wagon set of older models combined here as the OPW Special 60 Years Anniversary wagon set. Nothing new in terms of mouldings, but new liveries applied across them representing different countries, and the pack is priced around £175. And another previously released wagon, but here in the PKP Cargo Blue livery. It's these gondola wagons in a new 3-pack. Cost here is around £100. I feel there's lots more to come from Roco this year, so stay tuned for more as soon as I hear about it. And you thought I'd get through a news update without mentioning Accurascale. Ha, gotcha! They've just announced a new iconic wagon, the China Clay so-called Clay Hood wagons. Not a superhero called Clay Hood as AI believes it to be, but this new range of teeny tiny wagons in 00 scale. This is their first announcement of the year, and the range features models with the usual Accurascale refinements like sprung metal buffers and lots of highly detailed parts. They're being offered in original kind of flat tarp versions or the more recognisable peaked version with the centre bar. The tarps can be removed too, and you can see there's lots of interesting printing on them as well. A nice little wagon to add to your collection, and being offered in triple packs as per most new Accurascale wagons these days, and the price is set at an RRP of $89.95 each pack. You can pre-order now from the Accurascale website, with delivery scheduled for Q4 this year. Anyway, that's the video folks, thanks for watching. I'm sure there'll be more coming soon, so subscribe to keep yourself up to date, and I'll see you on the next one.